Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Welcome back, guys. How is everybody doing today? It's been absolutely boiling here in the UK. It's been like more or less late 20s, like early 30s. It's funny, I've been watching social media and nobody can cope with... It's funny because I've been seeing people saying about taking children out of school or schools closing. But our schools just stayed the same. And the SEN children, they've just kind of just got on with it, because I feel like if the kids are at home, they've probably got more chance of being burnt or being out in the sun. And, you know, if you're not working and if you're working and your children are out playing, there's more chance of something happening. So, yeah, I get it's hot when you're at school, and they definitely need strategies at school to have, you know, they had lollies at our school. He didn't do swimming yesterday because I said, oh, why not? Because it's warm, but the pool is a sensory pool and it is quite warm in there. So, and they did do like transition day. So I feel like they just focused on that, which was fine. He wasn't that bothered anyway, because I was like, oh, did you go swimming? He did go swimming last week. It was warm, but it's been really hot this week. So I've been super duper tired, trying to work, but I've kept the cell on nice and cool, aircon on, everything. So it's been warm, but it's been all right. Just keep everything closed. I think that's the main thing to do. I've got lots of like water and, you know, things for clients, and just keep filling my ice machine up. And we're soon going to be back to like hot coffees and hot chocolates, and because that's what we do, don't we? We can't cope with we like the sun, but we can't cope with the extreme heat. I just feel like I just don't know where to turn. I can't really sit in it when it's like that, because I don't know, it's dangerous anyway, isn't it? So, I don't know. It's funny, isn't it, how like we can see online like what's everybody doing when it's hot, and it's like we're not ready for it, and we all like, we mourn when it's bad, but when it's hot, we're like, oh, it's too hot. So, I know Kim will be listening to this, and she'd put a post on saying about, you know, like years ago, she put a chart up, and she was saying how, with like the news outlet would say that it's a beautiful day, make sure you put sun cream on, and make sure you have lots of hydration. And then you look at it now, and the country has, I would say, got a bit like snowflakey, where it's like everything's extreme, everything's over the top. Like, we are grown adults, we have to look after ourselves, don't we, in this type of weather? If we go out, like extra sunscreen, extra water, different clothes. I've just been wearing like some like little dresses in the salon, just something a bit like cooler, but I don't know, scaremongering has become part of our daily life. We look at one thing and we think we haven't got the ability to do it. And back in the day, not that long ago for me, we had to just carry on. Like, workplaces had to carry on. And I think nowadays we've got neck fans, we've got little fans, we've got air conditioning units, which we didn't really have then. I went out yesterday. We had like date afternoon, so I went for lunch, and I actually had a spa booked. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going to do this. But it was quite cool in the spa, and I did go in the steam rooms, but I went in there like the pool, and that was nice and cool. But it was quite cold, so I was like, oh, it's a bit cold. And then you're in there for a couple of hours, and you don't actually know what it's like outside. I could see it was lovely and sunny, and we kept going outside. But by the time I got home, like, it's stifling again. So it's more for me to sleep, because it does like ruin your sleep. You're tossing and turning, and you're really hot. And so anyway, enough of the weather. So what I wanted to talk about today, and going on what I've just like tapped into, saying about how life has changed, how we evolve, and I want to talk about looking at how we'll never get universal approval. But you know what? That's our freedom. And when if you look at, you could be looking at business, you could have your business, you could receive 100 lovely reviews from clients, from a service that you've done. You might have gone and done a talking to someone. But you can see one negative review and that's it. It can just throw you completely. And why do we do that? Why do we go for the negative and like spiral? And this, for me also, is I have a lot of clients that at their life seek approval from the partners, the maybe mother-in-laws, father, that it's not just about work. It could be within a family, friendship groups. But I feel like when we get to a certain age, I feel like we should be past caring about it. We can't please everybody. We aren't everybody's cup of tea. I hate the fact that if one person didn't like me, or I wasn't their cup of tea, because I'm like, I know I'm a good person. I know that I'm good with people. I know I've never done anything wrong. And sometimes is because you are triggering somebody. You might be doing really well. You might be losing loads of weight. You might be doing the things that they want to do. So you're never always going to get that approval. And you know what? It can send our head in a spin into claw back that approval. Doing things like people pleasing, putting the time and effort in. But those people aren't aligned to us. We can't make people like us. So it's time to let go of the need for universal approval. Especially as busy mums, business owners and women, we often spend so much of our lives trying to make everyone happy. We want everyone to like us, agree with us, and approve of what we're doing. But the truth is, it's impossible. The moment we stop chasing everyone's approval, it's the time we start finding more peace. You know what? We were never meant to please everyone. Every single person sees the world differently. Some people will love your personality and some people won't. Because sometimes we've been told how amazing we are and we've got lots of friends and connections, but there's just that one person and it can really stop us doing what we want to do, because it could be in our head. We might be going to an event and there's that one person amongst the crowd and it could stop us going because we're like, I don't know to go for that person, or I'm not sure if they like me, because we don't want to feel not in the right place or feel like someone's going to be judging us. Some people will love your content online, some won't. And you get people, especially when it's around losing weight. Before, you was alright as that big person posting content, but now you're in a size 10, and a lot of people listening to this will relate and putting nice things on. You'll have a lot of people that will still like your posts, and you'll also have a lot of people that have stopped liking your posts, and you know they're watching. So that is something we have to be hard-skinned about, because it might trigger that person, because they might be on a weight loss journey. But for me, I would always support people no matter what. It is about celebrating our achievements. Even the most successful people in the world have critics, and we all know that when we look at celebrities, they can't do right for wrong. Like, they do good things, and we all know about cancel culture and how you can be stripped down. You could be the most amazing influencer, the most amazing person online, and you do one thing that people don't agree with. This is what this is the thing with mental health. And when you are online and trying to display your business and grow your business, and you're in a really good place, and then you start to post like bait content that's probably not most agreeable, and everybody comes down like a ton of bricks. And I've seen it. It's not even in the celebrity world, in just my world, like the world where I'm seeing just my people and people I know in business, and people just say that one thing, and people are screenshotting it and sharing it everywhere. But you know what? We can't. Sometimes we have to show up online, and we can't be a true 100%, because but could you imagine if we put everything we actually thought in our head online? Our opinions change. Of course they change. You might be on one side about one thing, like about your views or anything that you're thinking about, and the next day it might completely change. So, and especially I feel like when we're in this online world or we're on podcasting, we've got to be really careful what we share online, and how people could. We have to be careful sometimes of how things come across, because we all know things can come across like text messages. We'll send a text and like, oh, did that seem like I'm being a bit funny? I like a voice note because people can see my chirpy, bubbly, silly voice, and it's the same as a podcast. So if I send you a voice note, it sounds like this. If I text you, it's probably all jumbles because I'm probably busy and I'm sending things, and you're probably like, what's that say? And things can get taken the wrong way because we're always in a rush, aren't we? I think my communication style is free talking and chatting, and yeah, that is me. So because we've got different types of communication, haven't we? Some people don't like speaking. I'm not one for speaking on the phone. I hate it when people ring me, or especially like clients or anything, because I'm usually working or busy or having my tea, so I like to text or reply like, I'm just having my tea. And I usually can't answer the phone during the day because I am with people. So it's funny, isn't it, how we've changed. Years ago, we couldn't wait to answer the phone, but now, I don't know, we've gone a bit like anti-phone, haven't we? If you're waiting for everyone to approve of you before you start your podcast, launch your business, or just put yourself out there, you will be waiting forever. So why do we always focus on the negative? Have you ever noticed how your brain ignores all the positives? Go back and review all our Google reviews, podcast reviews, whatever reviews you get. And I don't think I've ever had any negative things in my life, which, touch wood, I don't try and manifest the perfect thing. But I have seen people go through a lot of this. You're always going to get people that are going to say something, and you kind of know why people's reactions, what they say. But one negative comment or a little bit controversial is the one you always replay over and over again, because you start to spiral then and start to say, well, does everybody really feel like that? Is everybody just being really nice? It's funny, our brains cannot accept like a compliment. If somebody gives you a compliment, you have to throw one back at someone. Why don't you just accept, yeah, I'm amazing, I'm great, yeah, thank you very much? It's like when people say, oh, you look amazing, you lost loads of weight. And I go, oh, you're amazing too. But I've started trying to accept that, going, oh, thanks. There is ways we can accept that and just be done with it. Accept it, or say, oh, I'm not used to receiving these lovely comments, or oh, that's lovely. So I am a bit like that. I like to give. I'm a giver rather than a receiver. That's just my nature. Total manifestors. This podcast is sponsored by the My Nora app. If you or someone you love is experiencing coercive control, you need to know about the My Nora app. Created by Emma Davey, a survivor and advocate. This powerful app helps you safely collect evidence, protect your well-being, and take back control, discreetly and securely. Download the My Nora app today and start reclaiming your power. Just search My Nora in your app store now. But we do start to question, am I good enough? Should I stop? What if they're right? The reality is our brains naturally pay more attention to criticism than praise. But just because your brain focuses on it, it doesn't mean it's true. One thing we need to do is stop chasing perfection, especially as busy mums. We carry huge expectations. We want to be the perfect mum, the perfect partner, the perfect business owner, the perfect friend, and it can be quite overwhelming. We place so much pressure on ourselves that we forget one important thing. We're human, we're allowed to make mistakes, we're allowed to learn, we're allowed to grow. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with authenticity. And we know this when we're online. You might be following a content creator or somebody, and yes, they might be doing good things, but actually, I don't know what it is. People like the raw side. Like if I put posts out, and I've noticed in the past, and I've put like, not on purpose, like I put a post out and it's been a bit like a little bit heartfelt, like maybe about losing my nan or about my son. And I get so much interaction because people want to care and or do things. But if I do something positive, like, oh, I've done this, I've done that, maybe I'll get less. It's funny, isn't it, how we can look at it. But I've just looked at it as it's just a human brain and it's just what people... I'm probably the same. You're probably more drawn towards drama and conflict because I feel like as humans we've been brought up around, conflict and challenging situations. And I feel like we're best equipped for those situations rather than the situations that are just perfect. Because I feel like our bodies and our minds, and we have been brought up to be very prepared, but we don't need to be prepared for the positives. But I feel like there is a lack there because we should, and this is where self-development and manifesting comes in, because we should be prepared for, if it's going well, it's going well, let it go well, let it be good, let the manifestations roll in, let's accept it, let's say thank you to the universe, let's do our journaling and our planning and write everything down, and let's ask for that day again tomorrow. And that's what I do every day. My journal and my planners look the same because I like, what are your gratitudes? And thanks for health. I always put thanks for a great day. Thank you, for an amazing sleep, or, for the health of my family. And it's the same every day because I don't need to look for conflict. I don't need to look for drama. But sometimes it can give me a little bit of false sense of security if things are going well, and one thing could like trigger me in the week where I'm like, oh, well, I wasn't prepared for that. And we all get that. It could be anything, completely anything. We can all think of probably a situation now. And this is where it comes to protecting your peace. One thing that I've realised is, as I've got older, is how valuable peace really is. How sometimes we don't need to fix everybody. We don't need to jump into everything. I don't feel the need to argue or be in situations anymore. I don't feel the need to explain myself to everybody. I don't chase drama. I don't need to win every disagreement. And sometimes protecting your peace means walking away. And that's something that you maybe need to work on, especially if it's family, might be your partner. I have a few friends that have got challenging partners, and I'm like, just don't let them feed on it. Don't give them what they want. The moment you step away, the moment you change, then their whole body can't cope with that. It's like, oh, why they not challenge me? Especially I've got like parents that and friends that are in co-parenting relationship. It can be quite fraught. So how do you deal with that? How do you keep your peace when they are reactive? They're like maybe narcissistic. They want to challenge you all the time because they're not happy. Well, then don't give them what you want. Just journal it, write it all down, ask for peace every day. Say thank you, thank you, thank you every day, and let the universe will just guide that positive day. And what you notice that other person tends to be less reactive, or the more you try and text and argue or, give off anything on a vibe, on a daily basis, it'll always go the opposite way because your brain's like focusing on that. Sometimes we need to say no. Sometimes it means accepting that not everyone is going to understand your journey, and that's okay. Peace is worth protecting. We've also got to give ourselves credit. Instead of constantly asking, what did I do wrong? Start asking yourself, did I do my best today? Was I kind? Did I show up? Did I learn something? And if you're ticking all the yeses, then you've got to give yourself some credit. You've got to pat yourself on the back. Celebrate how far you've come instead of constantly focusing on where you think you're falling short. Imagine if you stopped caring so much. Imagine if you were worried about what people thought. Would you finally launch that podcast? Write that book? Would you start the business? Would you post a video? Would you speak on stage? So many dreams never happen because people are scared of being judged. But the people who matter will support you. And the people who don't were never your audience or friends anyway. Here's what I want you to remember today. You are never going to receive universal approval. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to understand you. Not everyone is going to agree with your choices. And that's completely okay. Your job isn't to convince everyone. Your job is to stay true to yourself, to keep showing up, to keep learning, to keep growing, and to protect your peace along the way. Because at the end of the day, you've done your best. You've treated people with kindness and you've stayed true to your values. You don't need everyone's approval to live a life you're proud of. And one negative opinion doesn't erase 100 of positive ones. I want you to think of that today. Sometimes we can prepare for something and something can go wrong. You might have a business event. You might have, something at work where you've got to do like a job interview and everything might go wrong. But actually, you might come out of there and think, wow, I did well. So if we're going with that mindset of if it's going to happen, and I always say if things are going to happen, they're going to happen. If you're not going to get the job, you're not going to get the job. And that's what I feel like. If people aren't going to like me, they're not going to like me. If I'm not going to win that award, I'm not going to win that award. The university's probably thinking, you know what, Lindsay, you've got enough going on. You don't need that. You don't need this. You don't need to seek approval. I see so many clout chasers online, especially business owners at the minute, putting so many personal things online, which is fine, but I can see the spiral because they're obviously seeking probably personal approval with partnerships, loss of partnerships. They are needing that validation. We should just have validation in ourselves because what we put out there online will manifest and it'll always be there online. And sometimes if we post something online and then we think, oh, I'm not sure about that, you can feel vulnerable. But sometimes it's before we put things out there. Sometimes we can think, let's have a little bit of a minute. Let's have a think about what we do. I always do that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method and just count back, reassess what we're going to do, how we're going to react. And sometimes, if somebody puts a review or people says something, then just think of how we can do that comeback. Can we walk away from it? The best thing is to just walk away from situations, protect your peace, protect your energy, and continue what you're doing because that's all we can do. I feel like we get to an age where busy parents, we're probably exhausted, we've got a lot going on, we've got a lot of health issues. Do we need more challenging situations to trigger us? We should be, I'm 44, at an age where we're at peace. And if people don't like me, it's tough. There's nothing I can do about that. If they're not happy with the weight I'm losing, with what I'm doing, people are always going to have an inner criticism, no matter what you do, especially when it comes to parenting. You're always going to have that family member that's always going to have their opinion. But remember, they've been brought up a lot differently. They've got different views and morals. Nobody should be telling you what to do in your life. We should be doing things, as long as we're doing things morally good and we're being good people, then not much more we can do. So anyway, I'm going to go now. And yes, I hope everybody is looking after themselves this week in the heat. And have you got much work done? Some of you might be having a bit of time off. It would actually be nice to go to the lakes this week. Oh, it would have been amazing. It was absolutely boiling when I went to the lakes the other week. But it would have been too hot. Could you imagine staying in a caravan? I'd have to take all the fans in my house. So I've actually had all the coolers on. The aircon in the bedroom is just warm. So I'm like, I really should sleep on the sofa. But it's not the same, is it, sometimes? Your bed's your bed. And I know, and what I'm focusing on now is in a couple of days, we know that the weather's going to be back to normal UK weather. So just going to not manifest it, like, as in, oh, like, more about the weather. There's not much you can do about the heat, but take care of yourself. Lots of sunscreen. That's what I've just been doing, just putting it all over, factor 50, just making sure. But to be honest, I'm trying to stay indoors. And yeah, so anyway, let me know what you've been up to with your business. Have you read my book yet? Manifesting Through Motherhood. It's available on Amazon. It's in all my links are in the show notes. And yeah, so I will leave it there. Have a great day. Happy manifesting. Take care of yourself. And if you have enjoyed the podcast, if you can share it on your socials, share it amongst your friends, give it a little shout out, that would be amazing too. And I will see you on the next episode. Bye for now. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my link tree. From my book Manifesting Through Motherhood to powerful resources and ways we can work together, it's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.